Hey, hey.
Hey, John.
Great video. Greatest video?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so.
The fade in to your face. Like it. What's up? Can you hear me?
I can. Are you getting like super duper lag on the audio?
No. Are you?
I am.
Hmm. Let's look at settings real quick.
Hey, John, why don't you entertain the audience while I leave and come back?
Okay, sounds great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Two Rad Dads, where you only have one rad dad. The rad dad is this guy. This is mostly for Steve, so he can watch later and see me kind of just vamp, just try to like say things. A couple new things about me. What's going on over here? I got a new bookshelf on this side of the office, and I put some of my Star Wars sets on there, Star Wars Lego sets on there. I also finally cleaned off this thing, and now my Lego Star Wars helmets look even better than they did before. And so now that Steve's back, we can just cross our fingers that he does not have lag.
Oh, man.
You do?
No, I'm all set. I'm all
Oh,
set. Do you want to know what I did?
what'd you do?
You want to know where the lag was coming from?
Yeah.
It's coming from YouTube, from the live stream. I had a window open and I had no idea that I had the window open.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so I'm using Brave for the first time with StreamYard, and I was thinking, oh, is it just like, is this
Yikes.
just like some really weird bug that I was not expecting to see with Brave? No, it just turns out I'm a freaking idiot, and I had a window open that I didn't know that I had open.
Oops.
What did you tell our fans, adoring fans? Ah, I bet it said one viewer before I closed that window. Now it says zero.
Cute. That's okay. We do this for us, not for our fans.
And Pavlos.
Um, and Pavlos. Um, you're gonna have to tune in to find out what I said. So,
Secrets.
um, we got a lot of stuff to get to today.
Yeah, we do.
Did you know that?
I do. I made the agenda. It's big. It's actually really short, but it's got big things in it.
Okay, I didn't know there was an agenda. Can I see the agenda?
Oh boy. You can. Let me share my screen. How do I do that? Present. Damn it. I can't share. Can I? I can't share. Yay!
Look at you.
Here's what I want you to look at. Do you see it?
So too, I can't read this crank count.
Episode 2. We have some follow up.
Yeah.
We have a string interpolation story that you figured out like immediately after we hung out the last time. We also have to fix this pair new line bug. We
Oh my
said that we
gosh.
would. We don't have to. We said that we were going to,
No, we do.
and we should hope that we get this done in plenty of time to be able to do the actual things, which are clearing the screen and then side loading. Is there
Absolutely.
more that you were thinking?
No, I just know that there's a lot of stuff to do in the game, and it's like I don't really know how to do it, so I want to make sure we have plenty of time.
In the game, the Playdate game, not in the game
Yes,
of life.
that's right. What's happening?
Oh, did I do my name wrong? Am I supposed to actually show my name and then have the really dumb dad be my?
I think you're
I
doing
think I
fine.
am. No, I'm
Oh,
like
he's on
failing at
screen.
life right now.
I want to do
I
entire
screwed up,
screen.
but I can't fix it.
Screen one. Boop. Okay, last time we recorded, we discovered that I need to go into my system settings to change my display resolution. Which is
Yeah,
displays,
because it was really tiny.
system. I'm gonna try 1440 by 810. And then I'm going to go to the playdate. Oops. What's happening? There's no playdates in. Weird.
Is it deleted?
Yeah. How come it doesn't like index this? Anyway, how's the size of this simulator?
That looks pretty good to me. I can see everything that I want to see.
Nice. We need to open the project. Yeah, and it's called Two Red Dads. Boop. Okay, so I'm getting myself ready for this, even though I know we need to take a step back. And oh no, we were going to follow up with the string interpolation first, right?
Yes, I thought that's what you were going to do, is show us in the code, because it looks like you already have it fixed here.
Yes, that's right. Okay, what I wanted to show was that you can do string interpolation like this in Lua, which is when the string, like
I would describe this as more like concatenation than interpolation.
Yes.
Is that a good way to say it?
Yes, this is string concatenation, whereas interpolation is using that printf, I think is what you were kind of honing in on last time.
Yeah.
Because just of the way I did this, concatenation was fine, so that's what I did.
Yeah, and I realized you and I had a conversation after the stream offline, and I was like, I don't even remember seeing anything like this syntax. And then I looked back at that page, and like it's the first thing that shows up on that page is the syntax. And I just did not recognize it as like a syntax that I would want to use, or what even is it?
Yeah, so. It's unusual, I would say.
Yeah.
Are
you interested in knowing the interpolation? I guess you said is the only way to do that is the printf thing.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything else.
Cool. Okay. No fancy syntax like a wonderful language like JavaScript would have.
Well, I mean, I don't think JavaScript had any kind of help for us before the backtick, like string literal stuff landed.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it was more like this kind of shit.
For sure.
In JavaScript. So much improved. The backticks are a great welcome addition to JavaScript. Let's pivot and go to point 2, but remind me to come back to this line.
Okay. That sounds good. Point 2 is pair, right? The pair bug.
Yes, that's correct. Let me just make sure I'm on my latest.
Fop.
Boom.
It's a funny name.
It is a funny name. Okay, so what we discovered was there's a bug in pair where when you do add your trailer, it doesn't add a new line basically.
Yeah, it smushes things. I believe that's the scientific term.
That's right. So we can look around here. I don't work on this project almost at all until there's actually a bug. It just kind of has worked forever. So I'm kind of like trying to remember even like how I test it and if there's a good spot for a broken, for a test that's red.
Looks like it's got some tests. That's nice.
It sets the current. I think a lot of the tests are about like setting state, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like all about the data files. Okay, well, let's look in SRC. Did you want to say something?
No, I don't think so. I think what I was going to say is my understanding of this tool is if you were doing some testing, you could you're really just like replacing you're writing to something. You're writing to a commit, right? Is basically what's happening. So are these tests basically just like testing the contents that are getting written, or is it actually testing like it getting written to the commit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah,
I'm asking like what is the unit size, I think.
It's more like I'm testing that when I do things like like so here I'm testing utility functions that I made.
Sure.
Does file
I
exist?
know,
Do what I
write
expect.
file.
So when I init the pair data, which is like the data that powers your list of known authors, does like do mocks get what I expect them to get?
Right. They
This
get
has
called with a
nothing to
certain thing.
do with like actually the functionality of pair of like amending a commit message, and it's more about um, making sure that the like is it like that pair? Yeah, this.
Yes. Your configuration
I'm
settings.
basically like testing this thing
Yep.
more than anything else, which is not how people typically do Oak Cliff testing, but that's what I got. Okay,
I
so
mean,
I'm
okay.
looking at amend. I believe this is the one that's currently buggy.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an async. So the way that Oak Cliff works is you import this base command up at the top. Actually, is that even true? Or did I make that? I made that. Okay, so base command extends command. Command comes from Oak Cliff. And I wanted to do it this way so that I could have a handle error function that everybody inherits. Kind of strange to see class inheritance in JavaScript, right?
Yeah, right. It's
It's
weird.
very
It doesn't
unusual.
really mean anything. Just a step back, Oak Cliff stands for like Open CLI framework or something, right? It's just the framework that you're using to write the CLI.
That's right. Oh my god. Go away. What am I even
Cool.
doing?
Looks great behind that Finder window.
Oh, did they do some improvements to their I think they did some improvements to their docs. Good for them. Yes, that's right, Stephen. And so when you're writing an Oak Cliff command, you're meant to have one class per command and implement a run method or a run function. So in this case, the run function is to get the current message of the commit that you're trying to amend, clean that message, amend the commit with that new message, and then like log that you did it.
Okay.
If there's any errors, bump it up to that handle error function that we inherit from the base command that I was showing earlier.
Sounds good. So initial instinct is what? Somewhere either that clean message is wrong or the amend commit is doing something that we're not expecting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So log command. So let's like do some of this stuff. Can I hide this? Oh, great. Okay. It was kind of like there was a StreamYard message in front of my prompt. Okay, so what I want to do is do this. I'm just going to run that pretty equals %b. Why did I type that all out? Okay, so this gives us the last commit message in that format. Okay, so then we execute that command. So if message includes such and such. Okay, so like if it already has a co-authored by error, we don't have that case here. Then we call clean message, passing in the current message. We get our data. No current authors, right? So we grab our trailer. Okay, so we're going to replace.
It kind of seems like maybe you're just like thinking, maybe we're thinking if there's already a co-authored by, but it isn't filled in, which is strange because line 23 is checking for co-authored by with the colon.
Right.
32 is replacing
Replace.
co-authored
Gives us
by
regex.
without the colon, right? Or I guess I don't know what small s and big s are.
Aren't those
I
like
think white space. I thought white
I
space.
thought they were white space. Why would I do big? I would do little s and then big S. Someone's yelling at us in the chat. That's not true.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
special character is not the right term for this. It's like a character class. Is that what you call that? Character class. Man, what is this called? Oh, look. Okay, so we're getting closer. Okay, so little s, a single white space character, and big S, a single character other than white space.
So literally anything is what that is looking for.
Got it.
You're looking for either white space or not white space.
I literally do not understand what clean message does because this should mostly. Oh, look, but it's replacing it with nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can basically ignore
But why?
this. I mean, yeah, I don't know why.
So stepping back, line 23 looks for the co-authored by header, including a colon, throws an error if it's there. So if we were to get to 32, we would include co-authored by without the colon, right? Like, because it matches everything up until the colon, and then it says like, sorry for the tap. It says anything, any character.
Yeah, and as many of them as we have, because those.
And as many as you have. So it makes me think like this exists because funky trailers were getting stuck in somehow, and you were trying to like scrub them.
Yeah, I'm bewildered by 23 and 32.
Okay, so we just don't care. We think that that's not the issue.
I think that's not the issue.
Okay.
Because then on 33 we see string concatenation, the cleaned message plus the
if only use like a ... character, it'd be a lot easier to read.
It'd be a lot easier. And then that becomes the new message, which is what's fed into on 37 a get commit dash dash amend like system call.
Where does trailers come from?
Trailers came from here. So we grab a copy of our pair data, which is up here. And pair data has a what? Trailer. So it's this. So find the current authors, ask each author for their trailer, join those with a new line.
But it's not sticking a line in before.
Right. But why did this ever work then? You know what I mean? One thought I have is it's possible git log changed and is now not returning a new line where it
sure.
Something.
Different version of git.
That's one theory I have.
That's possible.
But I think the fix would be, I'm just going to try something, but I think it would be something like this, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess I thought this would be like highlighted by my editor in some way. But let's not do that quite yet. Let's see it fail, so to speak. And we'll just like console log amend command and don't actually execute it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to fucking fix it in production and we're going to run this code, see the console log, but not actually amend the commit and see what happens.
That sounds great.
And the way you do this is like this. Yeah. Run. Okay, cool. And then, I need to have here. I've got this in my history. Who wants to try to type that themselves? Okay, now I can be like bin run say.
Did you see the comment on the video from last time?
We had a comment? No, I didn't.
Man, you don't read those things?
No.
Yeah. There was a comment from Pavlos who says that he has it connected to FZF so that he can like fuzzy find people to add them.
This is a cool way to do it.
So that's a good way to do it. Because then you don't have to spell P-Poopowitz all the way.
And who wants to do that? How do you? How does
You're
this
doing
thing
great.
work? How do you get like the sub commands? God. Current?
Do you have to?
Why isn't help
What?
showing me the commands?
Yeah. And the help does look
It
like
should
it's
do
under the
this.
context of pair. Like you shouldn't have to do bin run pair current, right? Like the help suggests otherwise, that you shouldn't need to do that.
Check all, release, run, update. It should be run. And then I should say amend. And it's saying command amend not found. Dude, what am I doing? What is happening?
I have no idea. This is an Oak Cliff thing, and I don't have very much help to offer there.
Okay, let's go
Are
back.
we sure that that's the way to do it? Like, do you want to look at the Oak Cliff docs?
So I was just going to do, I agree with you. Why am I doing this way? Okay, PI reference. How about getting started? Blah, blah. Yeah, we know that. Everyone knows that.
You'd have to be an idiot not to.
Yeah, okay. Do I just need to like yarn install? No. No. Sorry, folks. I do not remember how this works because that's always worked for me before. How to? Run commands? No.
Oh my gosh, I don't even see anything when it comes up in search. If I search for Oak Cliff run locally, there's like nothing useful.
Yeah, look. .bin /run space demo. I mean, we do have working copy changes, but that's like nothing. Damn. I'm tempted to bail on this. Also see. Well, but I want to see like, oh, how we work. What does that say? Oh. Oak Cliff. Command. What? Not programmatically, but it's like run command from project or something. I'm gonna try AI. Let's get crazy.
I found a issue that says local binary is ignored if CLI globally installed. It's an issue that was closed with no comments on it.
Weird. So they're saying run npx oakcliff command name.
I mean, this is going to install it from npm, and like you haven't shipped these changes to npm, right?
Right. npx installs a, but this npx oakcliff, wouldn't that be like install oakcliff and then?
Man, AI is garbage.
Okay. What if I did
That's my opinion in that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I send you this and tell you if it
Yeah, are you gonna send it to
looks right? I'm putting this in the private chat, which I think means you can click it. Excuse me. Does this sound like what's going on?
Yes.
There is a little like workaround here at some point.
Yes, this is totally, well, kind of. I'm not saying execute the global
It's
binary. I'm
true
saying
because
not
it's
do
not
the,
finding any commands.
yeah.
But I wonder if it would be different if we tried removing that bin property, if you even have the bin property in the package JSON.
Huh. Okay, let's try it. Where was it?
It
It's in
is
package
in,
JSON, right?
yeah.
So they're saying just take out the thing altogether.
No, still nothing. Same thing.
It's so the yeah, check it out. It's pair 060, but whoa, 060. Is that what it's on? Jesus. It is on 060.
Yep.
Whereas if I do like I'm on 050. So it's not running the global.
Okay.
Damn it. Why is this not working?
Do you want to bail on it and fix it another time? You were pretty excited to get to other stuff anyways. We're halfway through.
It's true. Okay.
Let's say fuck it.
Let's say fuck it. How did I close that term? So let's go to two red dads.
The classic two red dads situation where the code wasn't working. Nothing was working. So we just walked away.
We just gave up. Okay, so let's actually try to see if we can run this thing. What happens? Okay, so we see our ticks with a space and then the number
Ooh,
0.
yeah. When we hung out last week. What? It's clearing.
It's because I wrote.
What did you do?
Graphics.clear.
Oh, that's what you wanted to show me. You did all the work. I love it.
Yes. So I don't know if this is like the right solution, but it is the solution I came up with, where every tick, the first thing I do in the tick is clear the display.
Just wipe it.
It seems like I should be able to apply. Like, this is a very so like a nuclear option. When
very heavy-handed.
It's gotta be something a little more surgical that I think I should be able to do, but it did work. And so yeah, we are now
very cool
to count ticks.
That's awesome. So we've got a tick counter.
Cranks. This should be cranks.
I love it.
How are you letting me get away with this?
I mean, you should change your variable names then too.
Get crank ticks. This should be like. Should be cranks? Crank count?
You're wasting time. It doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yes. So
Can we refactor
yes, tell me.
Use like some design pattern for this 3-line function?
No, we can't. And we won't.
Abstract strategy pattern. Is that a pattern?
No, it's not.
I think it is.
Should we try to like position it better in the display?
Sure.
Does that? I don't know. Like, where should we go next? So, like, one problem is I don't want it to subtract cranks when you go. I want it to just.
Oh, I like that it does. Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking like
it shouldn't matter which way you're going.
Yeah, it's just about cranking. I also think I want something smaller than 1 or something bigger than 1 here. I think is the direction I want to go. I want you to get like partial credit. You shouldn't have to go all the way around.
Got it. So I think actually what you want is you don't want to get crank ticks.
You
right?
think I want a different method?
Well, like, oh, no, no, no. I think I see what you're saying. So if you, so this crank ticks is like, the number that you give it is the number of pieces that you divide the pie into, the pie
I
that
think
is a
that's right.
circle.
Yep.
So if you gave it the number six, when you did one revolution, you would see one, two, three, four, five, six,
Let's see if that's true.
right? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. So I suppose if you wanted to use crank ticks to give yourself a fraction, what you could do is you could take that number and then divide it by six, like that output, and divide it by six. So then when you get to one, you'll see one. But if you get to five, what you really have is 5/6, and so you would see 0 point. What? Ah, jeez, I just outed myself as not knowing what 5/6 is. 8/3.
But
Is
like,
that what you're saying? You want?
I don't know. And now that I'm playing with it, I'm like, maybe you should have to do full cranks. See, this
Yeah, I
is
mean,
why game
this. I
development.
feel like partial cranks is like giving everyone a an award for even trying,
Okay, fine.
participation awards,
But I
and we
do
don't
want to
believe in
know.
that.
I do want to know how to do Lua absolute value. Can I just say like .abs? Wait, I feel like import math, and then I can say math.abs. Maybe it's like that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Whoa, that's what you want.
that's what you want.
I mean, it feels like cheating to me, but
I want
you
just
got
like
what you
what,
needed.
like whatever your crank output is. It's all being counted.
That's cool.
Okay. This is getting really close
Ship
to
it.
MVP for me. Let me just do
One of
like,
the things that you talked about wanting to do was sideloading on an actual device. Is that a
oh
thing that you
right,
think we can demonstrate?
yes. So right now I'm demonstrating the workflow of like use the editor, use Nova, make some changes, hit Command R or this little run deal, it switches to the simulator, and then you can play the game on the simulator. There's a couple other things you can do. One of them is in this menu. I thought it was in that menu. Is it this one? No. Cancel. Shoot.
Is that a camera icon?
I swear I've used this before.
Does this thing have a camera on it?
No.
Or
But I think
is
what
that
that
like
was is
that's like
switching.
to load an image?
Yeah, totally.
Got it.
Is it here? Shit. Man, so unprepared. It's like right click. What the hell? There's like a way you can. Oh, is it over here now? Or maybe I have to be plugged in. Okay, so now I'm taking my Playdate and I'm plugging it
Yes.
into the USB-C port of my laptop. Maybe it has to be on there before you get some of these options. Okay, I've unlocked it. Ah, see, this is what I was looking for. So this thing comes up now. This is my
Ooh.
device. You can now
Ooh.
use the device as a controller. So you'll still see the
Perfect.
simulator, but I can be better understanding what the physicality of interacting with the
Right.
game
Seeing
is.
if you want to count an actual full crank
Yeah.
or if you want credit for partial cranks.
So let's do that one.
That's like the perfect scenario or the perfect possible outcome for streaming, is that you can use the device, but we can still see everything on the screen in front of us. So you don't have to worry about like figuring out how to present it to us.
Totally. Except it's not working. Why?
Are you cranking hard enough?
Well, so right now on the physical device, I'm seeing.
Oh, you don't even see it.
Yeah, it's not being built to it. So maybe you need to upload the game to the device first. So you can actually reboot this thing in like device target mode or something like that, where it looks it'll show up as like a drive on your computer, and then you can like browser on the file system of the thing, and you can actually see like how other game developers have been doing like their save files. It's kind of fun.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so it's installed now, and then I can say use my device as the controller, pull out the crank, and now I'm cranking the
Hey, he's
device,
cranking.
and you see it show up
Look at
there.
him crank.
So that's kind of fun.
And are you going forwards and backwards?
Yes, I was,
Perfect.
and it is
Do you see this? Do you see the game? I'm calling it that on the screen on the device.
no. Interestingly, what I see is only the first paint, and then so it says cranks
Oh,
0, and
that
then all
is
future
interesting.
paints seem to go to the simulator.
Strange, surprising.
Yeah, this recovery and data disk, these are how you can see it show up as like a disk. Okay, cool. So those are a couple more things I wanted to show you, and then like once you're ready to actually package the thing up, you can actually sideload the thing on your Playdate or send that packaged file to someone else that has a Playdate, and they could sideload it on their device. So that's like a step up from plugging it actually into your laptop or using the simulator or whatever. It's like now we've actually reach the milestone of packaging and like have all the metadata necessary to ship what is essentially a zip file to someone else, and then they could install on their Playdate.
Right.
Okay, so let's do that one next. I'm going to, I guess, just like unplug this very unceremoniously. And then I'm like, how do you reboot this thing? Because it's not listening to me. Whatever. Okay. So I'll just come back here. So there's like the build and run steps. I think there's also like a package, or what do they call it? It might be in the docs. So let's go to play. I had all this like fresh in my head 2 weeks ago. Here.
It's not helping us now.
Doesn't help us at all. Okay. Compiling a project. Right. Okay, so PDC when you install the Playdate SDK, they put a few things on your path. One of them is PDC, and it gives you this PDX file. This is what can be sideloaded. So if we look at our project structure, we have this .nova folder, we have our main.lua, and actually, if I cd up, it's a good way to do this. Grep to red. There actually is a 2RadDads PDX as a sibling of this one. You can see it too well in here. But anyway, so what we can do in the 2RadDads folder is what do we do? Oh, okay. So this is like
Can you bump the font size up just a tiny bit in your terminal? Thank you.
so this is count all cranks. It's really easy to do.
Oh, it's 2 new line characters that we need, not just 1.
Oh, I wonder if that's whatever. Almost
Got sucked back in.
Almost got sucked back. Okay, so now if I do PDX, isn't it PDX? PDC, excuse me, and then I do self, and then I do 2raddads.pdx. Maybe it's
What,
inside the folder.
why would you refer to both self and the PDX? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oops. Okay, let's RF. Yeah, so that was my problem. I get a little carried away. So RF, all that stuff. Let's run that again. So you almost need to have like a containing folder, and then in that containing folder, you put like your build artifacts, or you could. I guess you. I'm just thinking about how this is a little awkward to have at my code folder level to have a PDX just sitting out there, but whatever.
Can you take a step back? I
Yes.
kind of got lost. I got lost.
Okay.
What is it that we were trying to do with the PDC command? Like, is that doing a build?
This is doing a build. This is doing a
Okay.
compilation. This is the play
PDC
date
C stands for compiler. Okay.
Yeah. And so I gave it a path to a folder, and this folder contained a main.lua file. And then I told it I want to output a
Got
PDF
it.
file of that name.
Okay, and so early on, the first thing you did was you tried probably 8 lines from the top of your terminal, PDC dot current folder. You were inside of two red dads, and so you were saying in this folder that I'm already in, compile that, and then output to the two red dads.pdx, and it did weird things.
Yes.
But did it do weird things, or
Yeah.
was it the fact that the PDX file already existed?
Not totally clear to me.
Because it's a similar error to what happened on the next one when you stepped up a level, and there was also.
Let's try
Do you know what I mean? Like the error message that's on that line 12 is the same as the error message that's on line 1 right now.
What? How is this still here? Didn't I just RM it?
It's a directory, so you can't remove the file. It's what is it? Just like a zip file, basically. Just like an archive file.
Yes. Oh boy, I swear I'm good at computer programming. Okay, now it's gone. Okay, so I think what I want to do is add another level of structure here. Maybe
Sure.
I'll do it in Lua, just a little more. So maybe folders
Right.
like source.
Because you're saying you don't want to run these command, you don't want to run this compiler command from your code folder. You want to run it from within your project folder.
Yes. Yep, that's exactly right. And now that I'm remembering this, I think there's like a structure in your project.
Okay, makes more sense to me now.
My project name source. So exactly right. So you should have a source folder, and actually you can have a support folder, and then so that's what I was missing. Okay, cool. So now back to here, and then I want to see two red dads. Okay, and then this is just like reorg, and then from here I should be able to run playdate compiler source, and what I want to output is two red dads.pdx. Okay, and no error messages, and it does what I expect. And in fact, you can see it here in Nova. Cool?
Yes, except you spelled dads incorrectly, but that's fine.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not worried about it.
Let's get that cleared up right away.
No. You can't delete it like that. It's a folder.
Oh, I made that mistake how many times so far? Then I go back to this one, and I put an S here because I care
That's
about
better.
quality.
Yes.
Okay, let me see it there. And in Finder, we've got it. Okay, great. Boop, boop. Okay, now, once we have that PDX file, folder, whatever you want to call it, let's go back to here. Let's go to our account. Am I signed in still? I'm not. Okay. Don't look.
No, that looks just like you and your family.
That's not right.
How many times do you type the word butts for your password? Are you typing it 6 times instead of 5 times?
Got it. Okay. Bop. And it's pretty easy to use one password now. Okay, we're here. So In your Playdate account, you can go to devices and you can pick your Playdate and then do that.
Season schedule.
Or no, it's side load. It's right here. Okay, so what you can do is drag and drop a PDX file here.
Yeah, cool.
So that's where you would grab this. Boop, doop. Okay,
Bundle ID.
So now we need to know what is the metadata that is required from us to properly compile a PDX such that it is allowed as a side load.
Yep. And do you know those things?
In here? Yeah. Well,
I know that they exist. I know that there's a list of them somewhere.
Yes.
3.6.
Name metadata. You found it before I did. Okay, let's just like copy all of this.
Yeah. Content warning. This game sucks.
Well, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to grab some of this. Okay. So we're missing another file. It is called PDX info. File name. Yes. Okay. So if I touch that, then
is that the right place?
You're wondering if maybe it should be inside source. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, because it says from the root of your source directory.
Oh, does it? You are smart. Good job.
No. But thank you.
Oh, come on. And we'll just grab a few of these things because we don't need them all. Okay, so name should be like, maybe like that?
Yeah, but I feel like that's the
right.
author. I feel like the name is like something to do with cranking.
Crank counts. And then this is like Two Red Dads.
Yeah.
With a Z?
I don't think so. I haven't spelled it that way. We can spell it that way if you want.
Right. Okay, so now we need a bundle ID. And this is, have you ever done iOS development or like, I don't know, this like reverse DNS thing?
Yeah, like Java package names.
Yeah, so this should be like Two Red Dads.
I always think of it as similar to like dates formats. Like there's a date format that makes logical sense that we do not use in the United States, and that's to start with the like broadest scope of time and narrow it down to smaller scopes of time, similar to like the namespaces. Com is the broadest, Two Red Dads is less broad, crank counts is tiny.
Right. So I think this is the minimum amount of PDX info required. Cool. And the way we can verify this is to go back here, do our PDC, boop, and then go back here, side load, finder, boop. And like it didn't fail, and so I think that means it worked.
I don't see. Oh, okay. So those yellow boxed things, is that a list of things that you've installed?
Look at this. I don't think I ever actually clicked on this. And now I'm just going back to my device. How boring is this? Yeah, I can't show this to you easily. But there's a section in my list of games called Side Loaded, and it has a few items in here. One of them is called Two Red Dads, one is called Hello Playdate, and one is called Hello Playdate. So I think it's going to be this first one.
That's a good guess.
It is. And it is. Okay, so I mean, it's such a bad game that you can't even like really read what's going on here, but I assure you there's a crank counter.
Yeah, all I see is the reflection of your monitor.
Yeah. So that's
Is it counting?
It is counting.
Excellent.
And
Does it count both ways?
Let's see.
Yes.
Sure.
That's our regression test.
Yeah, that's a regression test. So so it works. So that can be a workflow of compiling the thing, side loading the thing, and then go to a device or like, like email your play testers and then they could potentially see
Right.
it.
Yep. And they just drop it into their account.
Yes.
That's pretty fun.
So that's how that works. 10 minutes. What should we think about now?
I don't know. Um, I have probably 2 minutes of questions. So
Great.
less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
7 minutes. Do you want me to do the questions first, or do you want to do something different first?
No, questions. Do it.
Oh, okay. So my questions are, what do you think about pushing this source code up somewhere so that we can switch drivers?
You're going to like install Nova and get the SDK going and everything?
That's some of my more of my questions.
Okay.
I actually looked into it, and I went out to the Playdate whatever
Yeah.
website,
Mhm.
and I looked at the editor, and I saw that it costs money, and I was like, "Fuck no, I ain't paying for it. I use VS Code for free because I'm a
Right.
freeloader."
Yeah.
Did you buy the editor?
I did pay for it.
You did. Do you like it?
I mean, I'm very interested in Playdate. Okay, first, I have a sweet spot. No, I have a soft spot for Panic, the company who makes it, and so I was happy to give them
Sure. It's
whatever
like
it
50
was.
bucks or something for like a lifetime license. 40 bucks maybe.
Exactly. So I just kind of blew right past that. I was happy
Sure.
to do it.
Have you used it for anything other than Panic development? Like, would you use it for Playdate development? Would you be able to use this editor for anything other than Playdate development?
Yes, on my personal laptop, I installed the Rails, Ruby, and maybe JavaScript and TypeScript
Oh,
extensions,
neat.
and like maybe like a JSON one. And so anytime where I would have used VS Code, I use Nova.
And how
As
has
you
that
know, I'm a
experience been?
Vimmer, so like
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't always need a GUI, but when I do, it's nice to have one.
Yeah. And how was that?
It's fine.
Okay, cool.
Ringing endorsement.
Yeah, it's okay. I just dropped shit and made noise. My next comment about this or question about this is, can you pull up a browser for me? So when I saw that it cost money, and I was like, no, I don't do that. I'm a cheapskate. I thought, okay, well, I have VS Code. Like, can I do Playdate development in VS Code? And I did this search right here, VS Code Playdate extension. And I want you to see what comes up when you go here. Look who authored this thing.
Orda, of course,
It's our
Orda.
friend Orta.
Hilarious.
So I thought that was really great. So I think that this is probably the route that I would go, is actually try to install this extension and see if it does anything.
I can't imagine
How well it works.
I can't imagine.
I mean, it's just like firing up the simulator, right? It's like shortcuts to
I can't
run the
imagine
simulator.
problem. Totally.
Yeah.
He probably looked at the code for Nova's extension and was like, "Oh, this is not that hard. I can just make my
Yeah.
own."
Yeah. I mean, he probably just like, I don't know how he processes stuff in so much more of an advanced human way
Hold on a
than I
second.
do.
So you are aware that he is working with someone on some like game he's never talked about,
It's mysterious. It's
Yes.
secret. Yes.
and he's made a Playdate extension. It can't be that, right?
I mean, don't start rumors here,
I won't.
right? Anyways, all this, now we've kind of like walked our way back to my original question, which was, can I do some coding on this in the future too?
Yes, absolutely.
Or are you going to hoard it?
No, I'm not going to hoard it. In fact, once we exit this stream, I can definitely set that stuff up so people
Cool.
can watch me do it. I got to get a better name for this thing. And
I think it's got to be some variation of Crank,
yeah,
like
I know.
some play on Crank.
Yeah. Every time I think about a name for the thing, my mind invariably goes to like something a little dirty, and I don't want that. I don't want anything like that. But that's like, I don't know, something about Crank sounds like, I don't know.
It could be drugs. It could be drugs instead of
Oh,
masturbation. Like, take your pick.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm assuming we're talking about masturbation, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's, as we so often are.
Two red dads. Okay.
Okay.
Did you have other questions?
Do I have other questions? I don't think so.
Okay. Um, well, then I think what we're probably down to is back to Nova. Like what I what I want to do next is display a QR code that includes information about how many crank ticks you have. Um, and that connects to how I want to like let you read the QR code with your phone and then like hit like a Rails server and do something. I need to probably do a little more thinking about that.
Dreaming.
Yeah, dreaming about that so that I have more concrete scenarios for us for next time.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I think I see this heading.
Okay. Can I ask if you want to? I'm not going to ask permission. What do you want to do in terms of making the game look better? And not that I'm telling you that your game looks like shit, but there's like obviously things that we can do. I think it'd be an interesting thing to like. An interesting idea would be like exploring some sort of progress bar or some sort of like giving
Mm.
yourself life by cranking.
Oh,
Like is it something that drains over time? I don't know. That's like way beyond. But visually, are there things that you want to do?
yeah. I mean, I definitely want to like align the. Let's see, how do I do this best?
You want it not in the top left.
Yeah, like it should probably be centered or something. Um, I'll need like a splash screen probably.
Yeah.
There's like a few different elements like that. I probably need something in the menu that like switches you from crank counting mode to QR generation mode.
Yep.
So we'll need to be able to interact with the menu somewhat.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
It sounds to me like what you need is a product manager to build your backlog and prioritize shit.
Yeah, and like a
Do
designer
you have any of those?
to get me some comps. I mean,
Something like that.
like I should read up on fonts. Like, how does that work? And
Yeah, I remember when we were playing with Pavlos at Artsy and the Artsy app. He was doing he was getting into the graphic side of it and like doing like dithering on images,
yes,
and that's a thing that I only know the word and I know what it looks like when something is dithered, but I actually don't know what happened to make it that way, make it look that way. So there's like that whole graphic side of things that I think is interesting too.
I've been playing with this
Oh boy,
dithering artsy artworks.
of course you have.
Open recent, yeah, and like trying to figure out what the right like mask
That was a
is.
nice one.
Did you like that one?
I did, yeah.
Normalized. So anyway, I've been tinkering with this a little bit.
Ooh,
Dithering
cool.
can actually make an image can actually be like a pretty attractive way to do an image, but it can look like horseshit too. There's a yeah, it's tough
Yeah,
out there.
it's a fine
Okay.
line.
Anyway, we're just about out of time.
Yeah.
Thanks again for putting up with this. And
Best two Red Dad stream ever.
I agree. Stuff. Okay.
All right, ending the stream. Goodbye.
Love you too. Bye.
Love you.